Hello and welcome to the next episode of our Primis Proposition vodcast, Hear the Lion Roar. I'm Matt Brown, Head of Mortgage and Protection Proposition, and I'm joined by my delightful colleague, Nikki Hemmings, the GI Proposition Manager. Hiya, Nikki.
Hi, Matt. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Hear the Lion Roar.
Hiya, Nikki. Okay, so guys, we've got some really good guests today who are actually part of the wider LSL family. We're delighted today that we're going to be joined by a couple of chaps from LifeQuote. Don't want to steal their thunder and tell you everything in terms of what it's about, but if you're a broker and you're watching this back and you don't know much about LifeQuote or the business, you hopefully will in the next 15-20 minutes. We've hopefully got some really great content coming your way. So I guess without further ado and without stealing the thunder, let's welcome our two guests. We've got Iain Clarke, who's the Chief Commercial Officer, and we've got Harry Blinston, who's the Business Development Manager. Welcome, chaps. How are you two? You okay?
Yeah, we're great. Thank you. Nice to see you both.
Hiya.
Hello, everybody.
Good
Hello.
to see you both. Right, let's get straight into it then. So first time for me meeting you both, and I'm sure our viewers would like to get to know a little bit more about you both as well. So Iain, I'll start off with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, blimey, Nikki. I've been in insurance for a long time. I've worked in the insurance business now for around about 30 years. Cut my teeth at Legal & General. I was there for 21 years. When I left L&G, I was heading up the independent financial advisor sales division. So I was IFA sales director there. I left to help set up Protect, which is now Vitality. So that was in about 2007. So I was one of the first people then to help get that back up and running in the UK with Discovery. Then left there to become the MD of LV. So I was at LV for 5 years, was a managing director of the protection business there, and then moved to CEO of British Friendly. Was there for 4 or 5 years, and now I'm at LifeQuote, helping the team develop the proposition even further. So yeah, long time, lots of jobs.
Fantastic, a wealth of experience there. That's how you put it, I think. Yeah. Harry, over to you. I mean, I know you've recently joined LifeQuote and you are the Primis BDM. Same question to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, yeah, it's not dissimilar to Iain, really. I joined the industry in 1998, not at the lofty heights of a director or anything like that, clearly, but I joined Pearl Assurance initially. I was a door knocker, all that kind of thing. So I actually started my career in financial services as an advisor. So Pearl Assurance, where did I go then? Oh, Countrywide Assured Financial Services, doing mortgages out the back of a group of estate agency businesses in Southern Hampshire. Then from there went to a bank. Actually, I was private clients manager for Barclays. Then moved into the dark side of provider space. So I was teleconsultancy manager for Unum, and then went head of telesales operations for the Exeter, and finally and most recently head of sales for Holloway Friendly, and now as you've quite rightly pointed out at LifeQuote, to come in specifically to help the Primis guys grow their protection business, frankly, because in the sales background, I think I've probably done all the little bits. So I've been telesales, I've been face-to-face, I've been, B2C, D2C, or the B2B even, so you name it, I've probably got it in the tool bag somewhere. That's where all the grey comes from.
I think we're just surrounded by experience on this podcast today, Nikki. I'm blown away. It's good.
Definitely.
Good stuff, chap. So Iain, I'll throw the next question over to your way. I touched on you guys are part of the wider LSL family, and we know, and hopefully our viewers will know, that LSL acquired a 70% stake of Direct Life last year. People are perhaps thinking, Direct Life, what does that mean? These guys have got LifeQuote on the logo. So I guess tell us a little bit more. Who are Direct Life for those advisors who are perhaps not aware of your services?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a question sometimes I think some of the intermediaries get a little bit confused about, Matt. So Direct Life started in 1991 as a platform launch proposition, basically dealing in IT and developing a platform moving forward. So you've got two parts of our business. One is Direct Life, which deals with what we call the direct to consumer side of the business. And then there's the LifeQuote side that deals with the intermediary business. So just for conformity, so everybody is aware, Direct Life itself is still running, but it is, as I say, looking after that direct to consumer side of the business. And probably the most notable company that we deal with and we run the business for is confused.com. So we run their websites and we look after all of their protection business that goes through there. So we have a contract and have had a contract with them for a considerable amount of time. I think the first contract was in about 2008. So a long time that we've had that relationship with them. We've run that business for them through that period of time. Working in the intermediary space has always been something that LifeQuote have always been about as well. As long as I remember, and probably Harry does from his days in the field, LifeQuote has always been out there, or DLP as it was probably better known within the insurance industry, for looking after intermediary business. And it's been through quite an evolution over that 20 odd years, moving itself from this IT launch platform for doing quotes with businesses and direct to consumer, to being more of a leading force in trying to get a portal service out to advisors, but with something a little bit different. And I think one of the things that's really interesting is that we were the first company to develop a multi-benefit quote system. So even though iPipeline, Iris actually offer that, LifeQuote was actually the first platform to actually deliver that into the marketplace itself. And we've had quite a few things that we've delivered first that others have copied moving forward, which is great. Flattery is brilliant by people copying what you do. But we want to make sure that people understand that we're an innovation fintech house. We can offer different things into the market itself. And I think that's what attracted LSL to acquire us in 2020, that 70% stake in the business, because basically what we're offering and have been offering for the last 10 years is a place for people to come to, for us to be able to deliver a first class administration and client service for their customers. And we've been doing that very, very successfully over the last 10, 15 years. Just to put some context around that, we've dealt with pretty much 1 million customers' applications during that period of time. And we've got around 1,500 advisors that are registered to us that use our system. So it's pretty much what quite a few of the intermediaries may be thinking about listening to on this podcast, what iPipeline offer. But what we offer is a different approach, is that we can actually do tele-interviews for the customer. So we can take that responsibility of taking that tele-interview away from the advisor, and then we'll do all the administration for that customer as well for you. And that potentially saves you a lot of time, gives you more opportunity to write more business. And I think that's what LSL saw that we could offer to the Primus group initially, but then also in the wider LSL group itself, that there's opportunities there for different parts of the business to use our service moving forward.
Perfect. And I think that probably answers the next question I was going to ask, but I'll just sort of ask Harry for your view on this. You know, Harry, how do you think LifeQuote can help advisors write more protection business? Conscious what Iain's just said there, but have you got anything to add on that front?
Well, yeah. I mean, the administration side of it is probably the thing that ties people up the most, if you know what I mean. So it's all well and good landing the sale and closing the deal and that kind of stuff, but then you've probably got a couple of hours of admin to do on top of that. And it's not just about time savings. You're actually looking at the riskiest element of writing protection, non-disclosure. You know, if we have a team of TI specialists, so you can de-risk your business from that kind of negative connotation of the lack of disclosure on when it comes to claim stage. Because let's face it, that's why people take out insurance. Yeah. They want to make sure the claim pays, and the best way of doing that is making sure the underwriting is effective. The best way to get effective underwriting is to have effective medical disclosures. So give it to a professional to do, frankly. You know, and at the other end, of course, it's chasing the GPs if and when a GPR is required. So you just think, as if you are an advisor out there and you're looking at this, how much time do you or a member of your team kind of waste really by phoning up GPs to be told, yeah, it's next in the list? Well, is it? But yeah, I think that's I mean, submitting apps to insurers, well, of course we would, and all that kind of thing. Liaising with underwriters, yes, that's part and parcel of it. But I think the top and tail of that, the tele-interview piece and the GP, are really, really important for slightly different reasons, as I've already said. That tele-underwriting piece to de-risk your business from cases of non-disclosure, and the chasing the GPRs, because that's probably the biggest part, the biggest time vacuum in the whole process.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. So you've touched on obviously the risk element, you've touched on the time saving element. What other benefits are there for the primary brokers using LifeQuote?
I think if I take this one, Harry, well, I think one of the things that's really interesting, I think, for the intermediaries in Primus is because we are a top 10 player as far as pretty much all of the life companies that we deal with are in respect of the generation of APE that we give as a single account. We get a special service from the majority of the life companies. So if you were writing one application a week and sending it to a life company, you'll probably go into the usual pot of people and the service levels that you get for doing it in that specific environment. Okay, you might get a little bit of a special piece of customer care because you're Primus, but because we're in that top 10 a broker, we get an extra level of service from the majority of the life companies. So actually we can turn things around quicker, not only with the service that we provide, but because of the status that we have with some of these life companies. So we can get things done quicker, I think, is one of the other themes, I think, which is really important for the intermediaries to understand, is that because we do that volume, they treat us a little bit better. And because they treat us a bit better, we get things done a lot quicker, and we get better quality results coming off the back of it. So it should give the intermediaries another reason potentially to potentially want to have a chat with us to see if it's something they would be interested in working with us on.
Yeah, it's interesting the amount that it will provide for the smaller advisors to get that bulk buy kind of thing. Well, the big guys will benefit from it as well, but actually you can get, the smaller guys can still kind of benefit from that. The other side of it as well is, of course, on the platform side of things, you've got everything you need there for researching, comparing product with product, all that kind of, and all that you can be printed and downloaded, so it will go into your reasons why letter or your suitability letter, that kind of stuff. It's all there for you, really, really easily accessible. So again, more time saving factors, and time is money, I think the cliche went. So it's kind of, if you're not wasting your time actually trying to cut and paste from different providers' websites into a suitability letter, when you've actually got it there in a frame and entirely for you, it's there, ready and done.
Time is definitely money. Everybody loves time saving, don't they? So
yeah, I think the good thing about our platform as well, as Harry just pointed out, it's got the decisioning principles as well. When people are worried about whether this insurer will take this or take that, rather than ringing up the helplines and asking them, are they going to do this? Can you do that? Our system, you can send the actual customer issue to all of the major insurers, all in one hit. The email goes out to them, and then they'll reply back within 24 hours to say whether they'll take the case or not. So that's another valuable asset that possibly people don't know. Yes, there's a lot of brokers out there who have got fantastic experience and knowledge in these areas, but there are always going to be a couple of cases where you just don't know who might take it. And that's a valuable tool when you want to use that. And the other thing, as Harry just pointed out, is something we've got on the system called Smart Compare, which, again, a lot of people drive to the lowest premium, which isn't always the right product for customers. Smart Compare allows you to compare cost, but also features and benefits. So if it's really important for some customers to have certain features and benefits, Smart Compare can dissect those benefits for that customer to say, even though company A is the cheapest, company D is the one that got all the benefits that you said you wanted. They're going to cost you a little bit more, but it's delivering what you want. Is that okay? So that system allows you to do that. And as Harry pointed out, take that information, put it in your recommendation letter, solid compliance reasons for selling that case, allow us to do the tele interview so that disclosure goes away. We'll do all the admin, and because we've got a good quality relationship, we'll get it through the system quicker for you as well.
Sounds like the dream. That does. Good.
It works. It works. I just want more people to use it, because I think the more we get Primus people using it, the higher monetary value we can get for them as individual businesses to achieve, but also for Primus customers as well. You know, one of the analogies I learned very early, because as I said right at the beginning, I've been in this industry a long time. You actually buy a house, but you live in a home.
Yeah.
And you live in a home once you've got everything covered correctly. And I think with that insurance in place, you bought a home and you've covered that home. So I think it's really important to have that in place. And the more we can help all of you guys who are writing a hell of a lot of mortgages out there to put some insurance in place, the better homes people will have.
Yeah,
absolutely. Definitely agree. I mean, the benefits that you've gone over there, obviously you've got the important ones about excuse me, that client getting the right cover. I think, Matt, you hit the nail on the head there. Time is money and everything. So yeah, you know, some fantastic reasons for Primus brokers to have a look at you guys. We've obviously touched on as well that you become part of LSL quite recently. What plans have you got for LifeQuote for 2022?
Well, there's so much to do and so little time already. I can't believe that, you know, we're already into the second quarter of the year. One of the things, you got a little bit of a sneak preview here. We're rebranding ourselves as well. So maybe by the time this podcast comes out, you might be able to see how we're all going to be looking differently moving forward. But this might be the sneak preview before we go live with everything. You never know with building websites and everything when things are going to be ready. But yeah, we're refreshing what we look like. We're going to make it easier for intermediaries when they come to our site to register with us and use us. The other good thing is we've got Harry now. So Harry is a dedicated resource for Primus. His major focus is getting as many of the intermediaries understanding and working with us moving forward and showing the attributes of what we do. We've got a brand new CRM system that's going in that's going to make us even more efficient moving forward, which means we can deal with more larger volume than we've ever been able to deal with before. So it should make the machine oil itself through a hell of a lot quicker moving forward. We're developing a new online advice process as well, which we're talking to Primus about to see if, and they've given us some feedback already. It's in early stages, but it'll be an online advice process, which should again cut down on the amount of time that intermediaries need to put a reasons why letter, a recommendation letter together with a customer. So we want to make the system for applying for, delivering and covering customers as quick and easy as possible, and have that solution available to Primus as an offering. So yeah, there's lots going on, and I'm really looking forward to working with you guys to hopefully bring more and more brokers into this area of protecting more people.
Sounds really exciting, Iain, and you know, the branding looks great, by the way. Really
Thank
good.
you.
Really good. That's all of us with a new background today. Me and Nikki have got a new lion as well. So there you go. It's all looking really good though, chap. So I think $1 million question for you, and I'll let whichever one of you wants to take this, because I can hear a broker asking me this and sending this into my inbox if we don't ask. What on earth are your fees? How much do you charge? How much does LifeQuote cost?
Yeah, it's relatively simple to be honest with you there, Matt, because it's a fee-based structure. So the more we do, the more it costs, but as you would expect. But the maximum for any case would be £95. So the absolute max, as I say, 95 quid. When you look at that with the average protection commission payment and bits and pieces like that, it's probably sub 10%, I would have thought. So, you know, yeah, and that's, as I say, that's top whack. If we do less, you pay less, you know, but obviously we would encourage people to let us just get on with it, do everything that we can for you. So yeah, £95 top dollar.
Excellent. And I think it takes me back to that very point I made at the start before you guys came into the meeting. The whole sort of concept behind your business, when it was set up, was designed to make brokers' lives easier and do protection business easier. So, by paying a small fee and taking all that sort of work away if they don't want to do it, sounds like a really good idea to me.
I hope so. I think it's worked tremendously well with other companies. We've got some major names that deal with us and other networks that deal with us as well, on a large scale. But I think if anybody wants to take anything away from the podcast that we're doing here, vodcast, sorry, not a podcast, is we want to make it as easy as possible for intermediaries to write protection business. We believe that by doing that, we can give better disclosure for customers, so there's less likelihood of there being an issue with a customer if they need to claim, because let's face it, they take these policies out just in case they need to. We don't want there to be an issue if there is going to be a claim. We also, as a business, because we are very thorough in the way that we do things, have better persistency. So cool. That means your customers, Mr. and Mrs. Intermediary out there, are less likely to cancel their policy, because we can show historically that we're one of the better persistency intermediary brokers in the UK, and that's why we get that better service from those life companies. And all of those things together mean an improved business quality for everybody. So better products, better service, better opportunities for you to actually write more business and earn more money, which I think at the end of the day, as we said, is what we really want everybody to achieve.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's really good. So I guess final question to end on, really, which I normally like to end on this question because it's probably really important. How does an advisor get in touch with you if they're interested in taking some of this stuff forward?
Well, the easiest way is by email, quite simply. So yeah, my email, so just stick a note in my inbox. So yeah, harry.blinston@lifequote.co.uk. If you're not sure how my surname's spelled, it's down there somewhere, I think. There. So felt like I was on Strictly then, something like that.
We'll put it up, Harry. We will put your email address up at the end in big bold letters for you. So
that's all right then. That's good. So yeah, harry.blinston@lifequote.co.uk.
I think Perfect. the other information available, if you wanted to go to any of the toolbox, the administration service and information is all there as well. And if you go to our website, hopefully, as I say, maybe by a fluke, everything is on time and we have the new website up and running. All of the information will be there. We want to make it as easy as possible for intermediaries to interact with us. So we're going to have a much easier, succinct process for people to actually work through, to look at what we do, understand how you do it, register and use us. So hopefully by the time this podcast goes out, that will be up and running and it will make it as simple as possible for people to deal with us.
Love it, chaps. Nikki, what do you think?
Brilliant. Yeah, really, really good. I mean, some fantastic benefits and everything that was shared for all the viewers on here. So yeah, no, absolutely fantastic.
Cheers, gents. So I'm going to wrap up the vodcast at that, and thank you both for, one, sharing your new branding with us because we love it. It looks great. Yep. But two, I've learned quite a lot of information I didn't know, and I'm head of mortgage and protection proposition here, so yeah, I really hope our brokers watch this video and then jot down Harry's email address when it comes up on the screen in a minute and get in touch with the Primus BDM, Mr. Blinston himself. So thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. All the best.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Chaps. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.